Well, hello there and welcome to this live stream. I'm happy to bring a presentation to you that I think will encourage your hearts, but I want to start with a scripture, and it's out of 3 John chapter 1, verse 2. It says, "Beloved, I pray that in all respects you may prosper and be in good health, just as your soul prospers." And this is a scripture portion that God's been speaking to me in this season, and it pertains to health and wealth. And he says, I want my people healthy, and I want them to live in the abundant life that I called them to live. I oftentimes think of Eden. The Garden of Eden is what God prepared to put man inside of. And when he created man, he put him inside of Eden. And the word Eden means pleasure and delight. And so he wants us to be in the midst of his presence, his pleasure, his goodness, his righteousness, his truth, his compassion, all those beautiful things. And so I want to, with that as our foundation, to share with you a journey that I've been on of health and wealth. Okay. So it just goes back to a personal testimony that is fairly fresh for us at the time of this recording. It's less than 2 months. And we received a phone call from a friend of ours, Scott Sturm, from Belize in Central America. And he said, I really want your husband, Ron, to try this wellness product. My husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's almost 20 years ago. And if you know anything about that disease, it's very debilitating. It's discouraging. You see your loved one just, lost in it over the years. It's very degrading. And in 2015, he had had a brain stimulation surgery, which helped him not have tremors anymore. But still, there was cognitive decline, mobility decline, losing his personality, everything that goes with it, incontinence issues, and lots of other symptoms that accompany this very cruel disease. So Scott calls us and he says, you've known me for 40 years. And I just want you to know, this is not usually what I do, is to tell people about medication to be on. But a friend of mine in the US is a pastor, and he found out about this wellness product, and he tried it on a friend of his with Parkinson's, and the symptoms seem to retract. Now, I'm not making any medical claim right now at all. This is actually not a medicine I'm even talking about. It's just a wellness product that actually encourages health in your own body, because God did create our bodies to heal themselves, okay? And God is ultimately the source of all healing. He can use doctors, he can use medicine. We want to fight with everything that's available, but God is ultimately the source. So he said his friend with Parkinson's started to improve. So he said, I thought I'd buy some for my friend down in Belize who is also fighting Parkinson's. So he said, I bought some for him, and he started to improve also. And he said, I think Ron should try it. So because we trusted him, because when you've been diagnosed with a illness like that, people are so kind. They want to help you get better. So they're saying, try this, try that, try the other. And we were trying everything, and nothing was really working. So my husband didn't want to try any more suggestions. But because he trusted Scott, he tried it. And in the very first day that we put this wellness patch on, all of a sudden he's improving. His countenance is lifted. And if you know anything about Parkinson's, there's no dopamine being produced. So there's what's called the Parkinson's stare, and you just kind of stare blank, and your whole countenance is subdued. Well, now his countenance is lifted. I noticed it. I thought, you look brighter today. But the next day, his actual personality started to come forth again. And we had eye contact, like soul to soul type eye contact. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. And on the 4th day, I was hosting a after party for some speakers and guests that we were having after a conference. And my husband had been cared for by his brother all day. He came home and he wasn't tired. He's usually extremely tired after something like that. And he wasn't tired. He stayed up and he was visiting. And he was even walking around the house without his walker. And he was talking with people and laughing, and his personality, because he was quite a jokester before, and his personality started coming back, and it was amazing to see the change in him, and it touched my heart. It brought hope back in my heart. In the days that followed, we started noticing him walking better. With Parkinson's, you have what's called a Parkinson's shuffle. And we were putting this patch on for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but noticing every day these improvements. In fact, we went to our neighbor across the street and he walked over the curb without any help, and he didn't lose his balance. And then after about a week, we noticed he was sleeping better, sleeping deeper. He noticed that himself. And the incontinence issues, because he struggled with both bowel and bladder incontinence, and it was improving also to a point now where it's probably 80% improved. And I don't want to paint a wrong picture. He is not a full manifestation of healing yet or anything like that, but there was enough improvement to bring us so much hope. So I tried it myself, and I didn't really notice too much change in the first 3 days, but then noticed my energy level improved, my focus level improved, and I noticed that my memory was better. I had had these, what I call memory glitches, about 10 to 15 in a day. You always notice when you have them. For those of you that have them, you know when you have them because you're thinking, oh, this is so aggravating. I would be in a room and forget why I was there. I'd be mid-sentence, forget what I was going to say, or forget a person's name or what. I mean, it was just constant throughout the day. But then after using this wellness product, I found, wow, I wasn't having any. Some days I would have one, some days up to three, but never again like that. In fact, oftentimes I don't have any in a day. And so that was a major blessing for me. And I also noticed that helped with the swelling in my feet. In fact, a tremendous help on that area. And then there was a gentleman who just lives down the street from us that I hired to help my husband with some of his cognitive therapy and his speech therapy. And after 4 days of using this product, he says to my husband, he said, "What's happened to you? You're so much better. What's going on here?" So I told them what we'd been doing. And he said, "My wife and I want to try this." So they actually signed up as distributors and tried the product themselves. Now, he had suffered with COPD for over 12 years. Couldn't breathe well, he was coughing, and he hadn't slept flat for 12 years because he had to sleep in a lounge chair in order to breathe at night. And he also had a problem with gout. And after just 1 week of using this wellness product, his gout cleared up. All his ankles weren't swollen anymore. He didn't have the discomfort. And after 3 weeks of using the product, he was breathing better and sleeping in bed for the first time in 12 years, sleeping flat. And so that was an encouragement. But we hear encouraging stories all the time. Some people say, you know, the pain left my body, the aches that I had left, I'm sleeping better, all kinds of wonderful things. Again, I want to make it clear, we're not making any medical claim at all. This is not even medicine. In fact, nothing actually goes into your body. It just is, and I'm going to say something in a very general sense, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, and I don't understand much about light therapy, but it involves that because your own body creates light, it emanates light, and this captures it, puts it back in, and it has to do with your body rejuvenating itself in the area of maybe stem cell production and rejuvenation. Making a very general statement there. I cannot make, legally, I cannot make a medical claim, so I am not doing that. But it's just a wellness product that helps your body get well, okay? So we even had a testimony recently of a woman who was suffering with lupus for many years. And she started using the product, and her biggest problem was with energy, the loss of energy. In fact, she would take a shower and then have to go to bed after for a rest or a sleep because it zapped her so much of energy. And now she's having more energy, less aches and pains after using it for just 3 weeks. I could go on and on and on. That is the reports that we are getting with the use of this wellness product. Now, some people, they have improvement right away, like within hours even. And others, not so much, maybe after a month or 2 months of using the product. They say for every decade of your life, you should use it for a month, so it gives it time for it to activate within your system. So if you're 70s, like myself, you would use it for 7 months to see the rejuvenation of certain aspects of your life, as your body goes to work. God is ultimately our healer, right? So he is the source of all healing, and he's actually created our body to heal itself. So when we eat good foods, when we have exercise, or use a wellness product that would support health, it helps your body to do what it's supposed to do, which is to heal itself. So those are some testimonies as to what it does with the actual body when people have used it. These are just testimonies of people's experiences or their own personal experiences. But also, that's the health aspect. Now the wealth aspect is that this is a relational network company. So it is built on how you share it with others. So when I share what happened to my husband, for example, people say, can you tell me about what you use? Because I'd like to give it a try. And then they try it, and then they tell their friends, but it's done through relationship. So even as I'm sharing with you right now, it's on social media. So it's like a networking through relationship. And so we started telling people, they say, well, we'd like to know about this. And I'm not personally myself interested in doing this as a business for myself. I'm not receiving any money for this personally. And so, but I wanted to help other people. And so, because I just believe in the joy that it's given us could maybe be given to others. And so we are helping especially a number of widows and different people in need that God has put on our heart and that we have been prayerful over. So I'm helping them and also advancing the kingdom with it. So I was just letting people know about it, and then they would sign up, and there's money to be made on this as a business. And some people are using it to add just a little income, like another income stream to what they're already doing. And other people are just going gung-ho. They want to do this as a full-time business. They're entrepreneurs and they're business people, business-minded. So they're using it to launch their very own business. The thing that I love about it, there's actually no investment needed. Some people have asked, is this some kind of a Ponzi scheme or something? I said, no, because there's no investment money required. The only thing you do is buy your own product, and you can buy it at different levels. So you can buy it at just a level of trying it for 1 month, or you can buy what we call a diamond level, which is you buy a larger amount of product and it's a bigger outlay at first, but then you get more commission base. The higher you go, the more commission base you get. But there's actually no investment because you're just using the product yourself. You're just buying product, and then you use it yourself. And I have a number of businesses, and over the years established a number of businesses. And I've never been in a business until this one where you didn't have any startup costs. In fact, my first business was over $100,000 in startup costs. Others have been 40,000, 20,000, 5,000, but there's always a startup cost. But with this one, there's no investment into the business. It's just simply what you buy as far as your product, and then you can start to sell it. And then when you sell it and share it with others and help them get healthy, then it gets a return. So it's almost like as you help others, you get the return on it. When you help others prosper, like if you help your team become managers or directors, then it serves you too. It's just so beautiful. It's all based on relationship. It's based on kingdom principles. In fact, the founding scientist in this is a Christian. I know that everyone on our team above us are Christians, and we've really enjoyed just the Christian values of serving, adding value to others, and loving others well. So when we started sharing the product, we realized, wow, everyone wants to know. You would just start sharing with one person, and then other people said, tell me, I want to try that too. And so we were able to serve them in trying the product, and then they had their own testimonies and told their own people. And it was just amazing the way it spread. And so we had people in there. Let me just get these numbers for you. We had one of my neighbors signed up for this, and in just over a month made over $10,000 in income, personal income. Now that was their pensioners, and so this was an added income stream, a healthy one, to their pension, and they did that within just over a month. Um, Another friend of ours is a young man, and he has two other businesses, and he just started this one, and his first month made over $10,000. A widow that I connected with and was helping, I helped her, and she made over 40,000 in her first month. And we had another one who made over 3,000 in one day, right? And so it's like I'm thinking, wow, now not everyone's cut out for this kind of business. And it's not a matter of saying, I'll just sit back and let them. I mean, you have to work just like in any place of employment or any job. But what I love about this is that there's no investment. You don't have to work the inventory. You don't have to have any inventory to sell it. You don't have to, have any kind of bookkeeping. They do all the bookkeeping, just your own personal bookkeeping, and you get the money sent to you. They do all of that for you. And so it's so easy to figure it out. It's so easy to start up a business. And so you might be interested in using this product, and you might be interested in a kingdom business. I know in the Christian community, this is going like wildfire right now. We just happen, by the grace of God, to get in at this time where it's, it wasn't well known yet, but it's getting known. And so if you would like to be part of this, I would love to be able to help you. Now, if someone led you to this particular site because they said, hey, I'm using this product and I'd like to help you get it. I'd like to help you become part of the business. Go to them right now. Just go back to them, email them, text them and say, hey, I watched the video now. Can you help me get this product, or can you help me with the business? Tell me more. And they will do that. They will serve you. But if you don't know anyone and you want to learn more, I can help you with that. So just go to teampk.com and /learn. Okay. So it's teampk /learn. And I'm going to do some, extra reaching out there to you and show you some more detailed information about what this product is and how it can work for you as a business opportunity. It can change your future, right? And if you're interested in that, if that's something that you would be interested in, go to then teampk.com /learn. But if someone led you to this video and said, you got to watch this because I'm distributing this product or I can help you get it, you go back to them. Okay. So God bless you. And thank you so much for joining me and letting me boast on just our own journey with the Lord in this. We really believe that He led us to this. And I'm loving empowering others and letting them flourish in the Lord, not only for seeing increased health and wholeness and energy, but also with a future in business. So if that's you, we're happy